Today we are going to talk about specifically about what is the land size requirement for a good investment. I'm going to narrow it down on a house and land package which you're purchasing for the purposes of getting returns and getting further ahead in your investment journey. People often consider, and they do tell me as well, which sometimes I correct, sometimes I don't, but they have a view that if it's a larger piece of land, the growth is going to be more. Perhaps that's right, but it's right in the dollar figure value. So you buy something for 500,000, it grows by 10%, it's going to go to 550,000. That's great. But if you buy something for 300,000, that also grows by 10%, it's going to go to 330,000. So you've got 10% growth, but because you put a lesser value, or you bought the land for a lesser value, you're going to have, in dollar figure terms, lesser returns, and that's fine. And generally speaking, it does not matter the size of the land. You're going to get the same level of percentage growth on it. Now, when you do get a large piece of land, the impact of that is also that not every tenant, and some tenants are fantastic, but there are a lot of tenants who will not really take care of the large piece of land you perhaps have bought, because they're just renting there. They're not going to put in great plans which are going to grow and take care of it. They may not be able to take care of the land, which in turns will mean that you will have to pay to maintain that. And that's a cost coming from your pocket, which could be better utilized in other things, I'm sure. Now, to maximize that particular piece of land, you need to have a good building. A good building means a good house which has perhaps 3 bedrooms or 4 bedrooms. Now, the number of bedrooms, the inclusions, and the size of it is going to determine what is going to be the return on that particular piece of land via the building. You have 3 bedroom houses going to give you perhaps, generally speaking, $500 in rent, whereas a 4 bedroom might give you about $550 to $600. You've got to find the balance of what is the right size for you. You don't want to spend too much on the land and then compromise on the build. You want to find a balance where you can afford as much land as possible with as much return you can get from the building you're going to build on it. In terms of the larger size of land, obviously you're going to have a higher price point. The higher price point will eventually add up into, and if you have a lot of lands, it might end up that it might end up you paying some sort of land tax. Now, there is thresholds in every state and they are different. If you're buying land just for growth in the future, and you might be happy to pay land tax, but if you can just balance that out where you just get good cash flow and not pay any land tax, why not? That's a good outcome for you. Now, generally when you're buying a large piece of land, I think the main purpose, if you're buying anything more than 400 or 500 square, I would think you would want to make sure that it has potential for either subdivision or adding another dwelling, a secondary dwelling on it, which could be a granny flat or have an extension or something like that, which will add further value to your land. If that's not the case, then maybe that might not be the right way of going about investing in house and land packages for yourself, right? Just keep that in mind. So when you're buying land, it does not matter the size, because the percentage growth generally would be the same. Second part, be mindful of the maintenance requirement of a large piece of land, because not everybody is going to take care of it. Third, the return you only get on the build. You don't get it on the land unless you're obviously in rural area and whatnot. But as a land, you will only be able to rent it out if you have a good building on it. So keep that in mind. Fourth, be aware of the land tax component. Fifth, just make sure if you're buying a large piece of land, is there really a development potential? Any new house and land packages area you buy, generally you can't do anything to it for the next 10 to 15 years. So if you're not in that space, avoid that. So that's my 2 cents worth of what is the right size of land. I would be doing another video on this, which is specifically about an example of how the dollar value works in terms of the land and in terms of the build and what returns you get. So watch out for that. Thank you. Have a lovely day.